How does Martin Luther King Jr. master this speech? There are many key components to his speech, but the most important is his usage of words. Let's examine some of his words he uses throughout this speech. He uses the word Negro. Why would he use the word Negro? That's kind of a derogatory term for a black person. Instead of using, like, say, African American is a very safe word. He uses this to question each person's incentive on why they're here for the speech. Think about it. If they're not willing to fight for someone who's willing to fight for them, why would they even show up? So these are some of the questions I think Martin Luther asked himself before he gave this speech. And definitely had a point between each single word he said throughout that entire speech. Every pause, every word, every question was all planned. That is what makes this speech phenomenal. Let's think about the pauses he has during his speech. Do you notice in the beginning of the speech how he has lots of pauses? He's building suspense for the main parts of his speech later on. And some of his main speeches and parts of his speech were, I have a dream. He says, I have a dream, I have a dream, I have a dream, several times. Why does he say, I have a dream? He's building forward. He's saying, here guys, I want you, this is a call to action. That is the purpose behind this speech. A call to action. I want each and every one of you to follow up and fight for civil rights. Fight for yourself. Give yourself freedom. And he says this, and he builds that dream. He envisions this on the crowd. The vividness is just clear and precise. He gives the people what they want. He wants them to say, hey, this isn't that hard. If we all just combine together and fight for what is right, this is something that can happen. Imagine a better world. He's painting a picture in each one of these guys' heads. And then he also uses lots of references, such as his family. He says, I have a dream one day that my 4 children won't be judged on the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Now, if I was in the crowd, I would say, alright, I'm going to follow you, Martin Luther, because that is simply amazing to say that. I mean, that is just bringing all the emotions from all the listeners in the crowd and saying, let's go to work, guys. Let's build this freedom. And he does a very good job of just communicating. I mean, he's giving a speech, and you can hear in the background these people agreeing in the background. It's just truly amazing. And he references the Constitution for a source. He says, it's in the Constitution. Every man should have an opportunity to have the American dream. And by doing this, he creates a very strong speech. And this is why Martin Luther King's speech is so effective.